Hey everybody, Jonny with my podcast, his Mancave. I wanted to do a little video in front of these so that way, it kind of explained what was going on. We had a great chat with Miss Whitney. We went for like 3.5, 4 hours. So what I did was I broke it up into sections. I've got 3 of those sections edited out right now, and I'm going to go ahead and release them. But, we talk about genetic sexual attraction. I battle a fly that I'm still battling, torture, virginity, comedy, this crazy story that she has about COVID dating. David hates camping, which, I think that's unnatural, but whatever. I found out an interesting fact about Oklahoma. Depression, bullies. David sings for us a little bit. So, all in all, it was a great time. Hell, we even thought people were fighting out in front of the house at one point in time. And we all ran out there to see what was going on. Fun fact, it was just 2 girls twerking. I don't know. I couldn't see really what was going on my surveillance camera. But episode 1, 2, and 3 are getting dropped right now, and I hope you enjoy. Do me a favor, like, subscribe, comment. Let us know who you want to see. Let us know if you want to come on here. Let us know what you want us talking about, and we'll figure it out. Thanks, you guys. We appreciate it. And now, on with the show.
This is a decent segue into kind of what I wanted to talk about. But I went on a date the other night, my first actual official go out to dinner date since quarantine started.
Oh, man.
Literally since March. I'm about to rewind, so don't.
Uh-oh.
But so that was my first date that I was asked on, just out of the blue. Some cat on Facebook was just messaged me and was like, hey, it was cute and sweet about it, and then asked me out on a date. So I was like, all right, baller, let's go. And I can't tell, I don't know if you remember my joke, is I can't tell, between the ages of child and fuckable. That's just, those are the 2 ages I see. Oh, that's a child, clearly. And then beyond that is oh, it's fuckable now.
Yeah.
And so I gauged him, and I was like, he mustache, he plays in a band, he's fuckable. And so we go on a date. Turns out he is 24 years old. And I was like, I noped out of there real quick, because I felt, I'm 33. And again, it's one of those weird things because, I don't know where my brain is at, because we had a nice conversation. We talked about video games, old NES games, and so we had a lot of similar experiences, had a lovely, lovely time, and then found out his age and was like, oh man, you're a sweet kid. I have to go now.
So what is it that turned you off about his age?
I'm 10 years older than him.
Well, but again, was
First
he...
of all, it's 9. Don't round up.
Well, but was he interesting?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Well, so, again, to me, and is this a guy thing where, if I'm married, so I can't meet somebody, but if I met somebody and they were, I'm 39, and if they were 29...
Yeah, but it's so much easier for guys to, round down and be fine with it, and it's so much more difficult. It's becoming more socially acceptable to be a cougar, which is I am slamming head first.
You are
brick
nowhere
wall
near.
Of Cougar
Yeah, you're
Town.
nowhere near Cougar
is
Town.
50 minimum.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know.
And then 60. Now Cougar is only a 10-year age gap, because once you hit 16 above, then you're a silver fox.
Ooh, okay.
But as me, personally, I could definitely see where there's no fucking way in hell I'd be interested in a 22-year-old.
Yeah, no. At a certain point,
there's
it's
no, especially, and no offense to women out there, but especially not a chick.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Life experiences are so different for guys at 22 and
Right.
for girls at 22. You really wouldn't think twice about it if a 22-year-old girl still lived at home with her parents. But there is that expectation that guys get out of the house and get a job and have more life experiences.
I was 26 when I moved out.
I don't even want to talk about how old I was. I was very young.
But that's also the thing of, oh fuck, I had something in my.
I'm
now
sorry.
I'm losing.
Now
I'm losing the gumption. But the whole dating older, dating younger. One of the things that I think makes it even more prevalent now is the fact that just in the span of the 10 years, the world you grew up in is an entirely different world than the world I grew up in.
Yeah. That's another thing.
On that note, though, complete counter argument, dating somebody who grew up in a different world than you grew up in helps shape and expand who you are. So I don't think age should be a consideration when you are dating somebody. I think it's how, if you're compatible, how much you have in common, if they're not going to murder you in your sleep.
Yeah.
And if you legitimately just have a nice time and feel like you can grow with that person. And I think if they all those boxes are checked, they could fucking be young, old, have a hunchback, be not part of a cult. Like,
I totally don't disagree. Like, I'm not arguing that at all.
but it's the emotional response.
Yeah, for me, I think it's more of a hang up than anything, where, like, I learned the age and I was like, shit. Because, like I said, I think the reason we get along so well, or the reason I was able to, like, talk and have a good fun time is, like, up here, I'm not 33 yet.
Yeah.
Like, I'm nowhere near 33 up here. We were talking about, like, video games and shit like that, and I'm like, that's my fucking problem.
Now, I honestly, I recognize that it's a hang-up, and I fully, like, because some people do have hang-ups. And
Well, I can definitely see you said he's 23, right? I can definitely see the fact that he's
24.
24, yeah.
Well, I can definitely see the fact that he's, in that lower 20 range, which is because, there's going to be a lot of likes and a lot of, you know what I mean? And but when you first said 10 years, like, to me, and I guess because that 10 years falls into that bracket right there, I can definitely, I see where you're coming from now.
But rewinding,
it gets
quarantine,
better.
yeah, it's been a real interesting quarantine, you guys.
Ooh, yeah.
It's been a real fucky weird quarantine. I have been through every single emotional state imaginable. I started the quarantine living alone, being incredibly depressed and, like, isolated 100% because like I'm immunocompromised and I took it like very seriously because, like, at the beginning of this, so I worked for a medical company and all of our shit comes from China. All of it comes, so our whole supply chain got fucked before all this shit happened because China was like shutting shit down. So our company knew beforehand how bad this could potentially get, and literally from the moment the first COVID case hit in, I believe it was Seattle, Washington. It was Seattle, Washington, in an old folks home, and most of our shit goes into old folks homes. They were like, get out of the office, go home. And they sent everybody at the home office home and our little satellite office in Shreveport. They were like, yeah, get the fuck out of there. Everybody's isolating and we're all going to work from home. And the last I heard, before I was fired, and I'm like the only cat who can be fired during a quarantine from a medical company.
Heard you were stealing boxes. What you trying to do, build a clubhouse? So anyway, sorry.
But, so, yeah, I've started quarantining in early March, like single digits early March, which time means nothing to me now. So that was like, what, 6-8 months ago? I don't know.
Early March.
Early March.
Yeah,
early
I know.
March. So I ran the gamut, and you might realize, or you might remember, even though it was a million years ago, that like Zoom took off, and like all of a sudden everybody realized that we all could FaceTime again. Like, everybody hates it. Nobody likes it. Nobody on the face of the fucking world likes to FaceTime or video chat or anything like that. But then all of a sudden everybody was clamoring for it. They just had to fucking do it. And I was no exception. But I didn't really have anybody to fucking talk to. Also, sidebar. Remember how I was really saying we should all take a road trip up to Oklahoma to do comedy?
Yeah.
Oh, that's really off the table now.
Oh, man.
That is super not on the table anymore. So I had moved to Oklahoma. You know this.
Yeah.
I had moved to Oklahoma for a brief period of time.
During the quarantine?
No.
Okay,
This is
okay.
like
I was
back
about to
in
say,
2015.
Jesus, you have had a full
2015,
half
circa
a year.
2015, 2016. I lived 2014, 2015, or 2015, 2016.
You say Circus 2014?
Circus?
Circus.
Shit, you an acrobat? But I did comedy up there in Tulsa and around Tulsa and I keep wanting to say Salt Lake City, but that's Utah.
Yeah.
Tulsa and
Oklahoma City?
Norman.
yeah, Oklahoma City. Why did I say Salt Lake City? Oklahoma City, OKC, and Tulsa. There's a lot of comedy spots, so I did comedy. I made a couple of really decent friends, and I was friends with them on Facebook. And then every now and then I would just kind of like comment on stuff, and I'm friends with some on Twitter, and they'll like some of my stuff. But we didn't keep up. We weren't like close. And then some shit went down, and I commented on one of their posts, and then they invited me to the Oklahoma comedians chat, and then from there we started talking more and more. And then when quarantine hit, this dude, if I say his name, please bleep it out. I don't want to be held liable for anything because I'm about to get real weird. I started talking to this guy, and then quarantine hit. He had just lost his dad, so like I'm depressed, he's depressed. We're both comics. It was a match made in the depths of fucking hell.
Yeah. That's somebody slaughtered a cat over a pentagram to make that shit happen.
There was a blood sacrifice somewhere. This was a cursed thing from the beginning. And so we started video chatting, just like talking, and like I was invited to a couple of the Oklahoma comedians chats where they were just kind of discussing the state of affairs, and like I'm just like, hey, like who's this? And he's like, I invited her, and they're just like, okay. I'm
just happy to be here.
Yeah, no, I was just like, yeah, it's okay. I'm just happy to see people's faces. It's just me and my cat and my dog. But yeah, and so we started talking more and more. And let me say this right off the bat, I was 110% drunk the entire time we talked. And he's newly sober, so if anybody's guilty in this, it's him, because he could have revoked consent at any point. But we kept talking and kept talking. And then eventually it was like, we should meet up. And I don't know what, like, I honestly, during the video chats, I cannot tell you what we talked about, because again, 110% sheets to the wind, quarantine, isolated, drunk. And so we eventually got plans set up, and this dude paid like dinero to rent a cabin in where the fuck, Texas? It wasn't Longview. So, and it was weird.
Murder Spouse, Texas.
Yes. That's the point I'm getting at.
Yeah.
Fucking murder,
Uncertain.
fucking murder, kill Whitney, Texas.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I'm like, I'm gonna die of COVID, or I'm gonna get really cool murdered in the middle of a cabin in Texas. Either way, it goes back to the I'm a 30-something white lady.
Either way, I get to see somebody. Somebody's gonna touch me.
Yeah. That is literally.
Yeah, I just want a hug.
What does a murder have
even
to
if
be
it's a
to be a
chokehold?
really cool murder?
I don't know, because I was, in my head, it was either like, I'm gonna get really cool murdered and I'll leave like clues or something around, like, or we'll get into like, I'll suddenly find the will to live, and then like we'll fight it out, like maybe I'll kill him. That'd be really cool too.
That'd be really cool.
What if you were like, it was an accidental murder where you like were walking up like behind him to like hug him, and he turned around and asked you a question?
Didn't know this dude.
Well, I know, but you like after you
and
know,
like
y'all
my
get
really pointy labret,
well, no,
like
after
he
y'all
was
get
like,
to the cabin, and everything's cool and it's not murder me.
Oh, you
and then
misunderstand this scenario
chopping
entirely.
He's chopping up lemons, and you're walking up behind him to hug him real sweet, and he turns around to ask you something and stabs you in the heart like all accidental and shit, and that's how you got murdered.
I mean, it's still
Accidental murder.
What-
No!
What are you?
It wasn't even a cool way.
What are you, the world's shittiest lawyer?
Oh my god! Also,
No, I'm just saying, like, you
insult to stabbery.
You were talking about it being murder in a cool way. He
Yeah.
said, "What if it wasn't in a cool way?" And I said, "What if it was in an accidental way?" Is what I was getting at.
Man, no.
It was just one of those things where, no shit.
There are plenty of other accidental deaths that can happen.
Oh, that piano fell from upstairs and crushed you.
I turned around with such force that I stabbed you.
Hey, I've done it twice. All right, I don't like bringing it up, but Jesus.
Each stabbing, building upon and improving upon the last.
Well, I use different knives now. I use knives with flat faces. All of my knives don't come to a point. So, but anyway, Murder Man. Murder Man is
He pays
renting a
actual
cabin
money,
to murder
yeah.
you.
He pays actual money to rent this cabin.
Buys all the trash bags.
I don't know. I mean, well, hold on.
Anyway.
You're saying trash bags, and we're gonna get to the real meat and potatoes here in just a second. So I pull up, and I'm nervous, obviously. But I get there, and he's sitting outside. This motherfucker smokes a pipe. He's 35, also, by the way, just to put it out there. 35, and pipe, un pipe. Sitting there smoking a fucking pipe. This dude's whole personality is like so hinged on this pipe. You have no idea.
Like Gandalf level hinged on the pipe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's
Gandalf
95.
has a stick and a pipe, and that's it. That's his whole point.
He's 95% pipe. That is his personality. Also, he's like a short, chubby, soft comedy boy.
I'm familiar.
Yeah.
I'm living that life.
No, you are svelte. When I say chubby, I'm being quite polite. but he was a soft.
He's built like
soft-
Johnny, I think is what she's trying to say. Fat fucker.
Johnny, you're svelte. I don't think you're understanding.
Okay.
What I'm. You're not picking up what I'm putting down. You're not smelling what I'm stepping.
All right, I'm all right.
So he was a biggin. He was definitely a triple XL man. Bigger than that probably.
He filled a triple XL.
Yeah, he's busting out the triple X.
Mm-hmm.
But so I showed up and like gave him a hug, and like he was visibly neckbeard disappointed that I didn't just like Gone with the Wind, stick my fucking tongue down his throat in the middle of a pandemic, and then sulked about that for the first couple minutes. And then when we finally started talking and like actually getting to know each other face to face, that's when the real damage happened. And he was like, I don't even recall how it came up, but he was like, do you want to say, this is where the murder was definitely bound to happen. He was like, do you want to see what I brought? And I was like, what did you bring? And first he presented me with a gift, which was his used copy of Battle Royale, the book. And,
oh man, this is already setting up.
And when I said, thank you, why did you give me this? Which is the only nice way I could receive that gift. And he said, well, I didn't have anything anime related, so this is the closest I could come. And I was like, so like first of all, why do these dudes think that I am like this anime fucking nerd? Like, I've got another story about anime.
Yeah.
Jesus shit. And it's like, yeah, I have occasionally watched anime, but why do they think it's my core concept? Regardless, he was like, here's a fucking dog-eared copy of Battle Royale. It's weeby shit like you like. Take it. And I was like, all right, cool. And then he pulls out a fucking duffel bag. And if that ain't red flag number 3...
Yeah, and he wasn't in the army either, was he?
definitely
Ever.
red flag numero uno.
Because I'm not going to lie, I do own duffel bags. I would never bring one out in front of people.
No.
Duffel bags are for when I'm moving things.
Yeah, they're for my duffel.
Yeah.
He had a duffel bag full of accoutrements, and he's bringing them out one by one. So he had like a fucking paddle, and he had like different types of paddles. So he had like a flat paddle, and it had little heart cutouts in it. So you know,
It was a girl paddle.
Cute. Yeah, it was cute. It was cute. So that was the flat one with the little heart cutouts. He had another one that was like, it looked like a massage roller, but it was a paddle. It just had little wooden
bumps.
spiky bits. Yeah, little spiky bits, but like not like break the skin spiky, but like spiky enough.
Right.
Sexy spiky, apparently.
Sexy spike.
Ribbed.
Cat of nine tails, because basic bitches gotta be basic bitches. And then a homemade, like he was real proud of it, and he brings out the homemade one, which was basically the best I can describe. And now hang out with me for a second. It was a clear rubber tube, not PVC, because it was bendable and it was a U shape. So are you with me so far?
With you,
Clear
sir.
rubber tube, yada, and it was duct taped around the handle bit, like as you would like a tennis racket.
I don't.
But on the inside, and the reason it was clear bendy rubber is that it was full of marbles. So it was heavy. It was like full of glass marbles. And he went through the gamut with me. Because at this point, if he didn't sense I was uneasy, I'm concerned about where he is mentally.
Yeah.
And I'm literally like, the best.
Yeah, I wanted to ask if you ever found out he was on the spectrum or not.
I mean.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Yeah.
It sounds like you did.
This is, again, I want to
This is a first meeting too, right?
I met him. We hung out a few times in Oklahoma because we were on the
Okay.
same docket.
And he wasn't no red flags then?
No, because I barely spoke to him.
Okay.
We barely hung
Okay.
out. we
Yeah,
hung
like
out in a
comics
group.
in the green room, you're in performance mode. You're
Yeah.
all not your
No,
real
I
self.
get that.
Yeah, but he friended me on Facebook, and then it just continued from there. But I barely spoke to him. So yeah, he thought this was a good idea, but I'm like, I'm already, you like if Leatherface brings out sex toys, you're just like, okay, let's chill it here. I'm not
Yeah.
going to say no because of the implication. So we'll go with this. Like, I'm in a cabin, so like maybe I'll just leave in the dead of the night. But yeah, and he just went through, and he was like, so the flat paddle with the hearts, he's like, that's a little stingy. And he's like, let me try it on your thigh. And I was like, okay. And he just like pop, and he's like, how's that? And I was like, it's A paddle.
It's a paddle.
But apparently the marbly thingy, he was like, that's more, and he described it in D&D terms.
Oh
He
my
was
god,
like,
yes, please.
how did he put it? This is more blunt, this is blunt damage.
Bludgeoning damage?
Bludgeoning. He was like, this is more bludgeoning damage. And I was like, I understand that. But also,
That was the worst term for you to use for a sex toy.
yeah, I was like, are we trying to be sexy right now? Like, I'm not sure where this is at. Because at this point, he's just moon-faced, smiling, and showing me his homemade sex toys at this point.
And again, if you're going to make a homemade sex toys, here's my thing. I'm appalled by the craftsmanship because when you said duct tape handle,
Yeah.
it's like, I'm
Well,
sorry,
clearly
do you
it
not know
broke
how to
its-
do leather wraps?
Yeah.
Clearly it broke at some point in time because
Yeah.
he had to duck it. If you can't fix it, duck it. If you can't duck it, fuck it.
They,
I guess that's what he's doing.
you could flex tape it, at least that's black, and then put a leather wrap over it.
Maybe he's maybe he's racist.
I'm gonna go ahead and wager that he's not the craftiest of people. I don't think repair is in his repertoire.
You know, I gotta say, I am pretty. Here's the thing that really that my mind immediately goes to. I am pretty crafty.
Yeah.
I do know how to build things. I would I cannot imagine not purchasing a sex toy from a professional dealer.
I can hand carve a dildo for you that you'd be impressed by.
Splinters.
No, I'll sand it down and
Sound it and like.
no,
put
I'll hit it with
laminate.
1,000 grit and I'll clear coat it. You'll be able to throw it in the microwave and everything.
Oh yeah.
It was it's not over though. This was like
Oh,
Oh,
God.
there's
2
more.
days.
Jesus
God, there's
Christ.
more.
This was a weekend. This was
Oh, so you hold on a second.
I
So
stayed.
so you were
There
like,
was-
okay, I'll go inside the murder house with you.
I was already inside the murder house when the toys a
Oh,
la
man.
sex came out.
Did you have a key to exit?
I did. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
all right.
yeah, yeah.
So all right, we're all right.
But honestly, out of morbid curiosity, I did have to stay for science. And I mean,
Science.
and it's going to be a good bit once I can finally pare it down into something that makes sense and doesn't sound like a fever dream.
No, see, and this is like the thing where like normal people wouldn't understand, but as a comic, I fucking understand staying so much. I have stayed in so many unbelievably weird and uncomfortable situations because I'm like, I want to see how this ends.
Oh, also, there was no TV in the cabin. Not a TV. No TV. So,
I mean,
you know what that means.
Yeah.
Just each other.
Yeah.
Just each other.
No, that sounds delightful.
Oh, yeah.
I gotta say, like, if it like for a well-meaning, happy relationship, that actually sounds like a really nice cabin to go to.
Yeah, but not a murder relationship.
murder
Sounds like a terrifying
Yeah, but the
cabin.
murder
to go to.
relationship, that's worse.
Yeah,
If
let me
you
show you.
could've-
I brought this other duffel bag full of swords. Would you like to see them too?
No, the fucked uppiest thing is by the end of it. Okay, just to fast forward because there's a bit in the middle that I'll gloss over because it was very uninteresting, but it needs to be said. But by the end of it, one of the bits in the bag in the duffel was just a plain normal leather belt, and I was like, if this is how I'm gonna go, this is how I'm gonna
Like,
go.
you mean like?
It was yes, it was brown leather.
Just a regular
Oh,
belt.
Plain
brown leather,
ass.
even more basic, bitch.
Plain ass regular leather belt.
But that was for his alone time after.
No, it was just
it
for
was specifically for me.
No, he thought he was going to get lucky immediately, so he changed out of his regular pants and put his sweatpants on. Just tossed the belt in the bag.
And by the time we left, we parted with him giving me a quote that I'll never forget. You're the only 30-something white lady I've ever met who doesn't like being choked. And I was like, there's so much to unpack here.
How do you know I don't like being choked,
Yeah, I was
motherfucker?
like, just because I didn't let you fucking do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just didn't think you knew how
Yeah.
to stop.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
I thought you were gonna Tarantino
Yeah.
this shit.
He fucking maligned and was like, I never even got to use my belt. And I was like, this fucking...
Yeah, put your pants on.
Yeah.
Fucking,
Motherfucker, get the
fucking
fuck out of
whining
here.
Shit.
But,
Man, dude, man, that's funny.
No, that's funny as shit. Like, no doubt, like, a terrible ordeal to go through, but no doubt, like, the joke that will come from that will be amazing.
Well, and excuse me for it just goes to show how people who are, I don't know how to describe that, like, he's obviously really fucking weird, awkward,
obviously.
maybe
Very
awkward, but it just goes to show, like a normal guy, if I was trying to, we hung out and I was trying to smash.
definitely ease into the belt
Well,
scenario.
If I was trying to smash and I got a cabin in the woods for you and me to hang out in for the weekend, I would definitely think, man, there's a good chance I'm gonna smash.
Yeah.
But it ain't a guarantee.
Ain't a guarantee.
And
you don't open out of
No,
the
no,
gate
you
with
damn
a duffel bag full of fuckle
no,
cups.
well, if you're gonna open out the gate, you're sitting on the front porch with your dick out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just see, hey, what you gonna do with this?
Yeah.
Who left this sausage on my lap?
No, I can't find my towel. Have you seen
Yeah.
it? Oh, let me stand up. Anyway, but it's funny to me how people that are, I guess, less experienced with sex that you think would actually be the one that wouldn't have that idea has it and gets hurt the most whenever, because a normal guy would have just been like, whatever, oh shit, I'll try nothing, hey, maybe I'll try tomorrow, nothing, all right, I'll see you later, and now we go about our business. It was it was nice knowing you. It was wasting my money, I didn't, whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You go in knowing that there might be a loss, though. Like,
Yeah.
You absolutely
go in
go
there
in,
thinking,
exactly.
I want to smash. This
Yeah.
is definitely a smashable scenario.
100%. I
that's
gotta,
a fucking
but I
risk I'm
still have to
taking.
play my cards right.
Yeah.
Yes. And then 2 months
Not a guarantee.
And here's
Yeah.
the thing, even if you don't smash, 2 months later, you then ideally grow enough and look back and then go like, you know what, I still got a weekend out in the woods though.
Yeah.
It was nice.
Or
the
you
weather
grow
was
and you're
good.
like, you know what? Instead of after talking to her 3 times, bringing up the idea of a cabin, maybe I'll just meet her somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we'll see how it goes. And then I'll be like, hey, I was thinking about renting a hotel room and not driving back. What are you doing tonight?
Yeah.
Because if you're renting a cabin for, I assume, a weekend,
Yeah, the weekend.
that's some shit that you're either already dating that person and you know that you're going there specifically to smash.
Yeah,
or
because you
if
got to put a deposit on that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or if you were setting that up to smash, he could have messaged her beforehand and be like, hey, I want to get a cabin
Yeah.
to fuck all weekend.
Yeah.
Yes.
No distractions, no TV,
Yeah, there ain't gonna be no
nobody for
TV,
miles
yeah.
around.
No
it's
TV was, like, hard.
it's sex and nothing else.
I got a
Sex
duffel
and
bag.
Gatorade because you need to stay hydrated.
That's what I was about to say. I got a duffel bag full of belts and whips and handcuffs
Yeah.
and chains. If you want to use any of them, I got them.
That
Yeah.
would have been a nice, like a heads up. But again, I have to state, drunk the entire time that
Yeah.
the prelim.
I guarantee you somebody that acted like that didn't have the confidence to tell you that in
I
your
could
drunken
almost-
stupor.
I would like to think that I
Ain't
would
no way.
remember that.
No, ain't no way.
But
Yeah.
Even if you wouldn't, look, there's no way you wouldn't remember. Even if you would have been down for it, there's no way that somebody who would act like that over not getting some from a chick that he didn't know. You know what
no,
I
I'm
mean?
not. He's definitely a simp.
There's what I'm saying
For
is
sure.
there's no fucking way he had the balls to tell you.
Yeah.
And this was his, attempt.
Gotta get her isolated. Gotta
Yeah, I
get her
gotta-
in a cabin.
yeah, I gotta-
Really.
I
I
gotta
gotta-
get her at a point where it's now inconvenient.
Oh, it's now or
Yeah.
never. It's now or never for him at
Yeah.
that point because he can't just come out and say it.
Yeah.
He's got to. It sounds like he's one of those type of people that he has to do a big gesture like
Yeah.
that in
Oh,
order to
totally,
have
totally.
in order to have the steam
I see.
to roll ahead
Yeah,
with
that's
it.
you got that MO. Yeah.
I've met those guys. Went to high school with those guys.
But the middle bit, like that's the beginning bit, and then the middle bit is he fucking went. There was a cabin with 2 separate bathrooms, so we had 2 separate bathrooms the entire time, which thank God.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like this dude was dumping loads from the
Oh
stand-up.
God! And he went into he
Some
threw up
Bulgarod.
super loudly.
What?
Yeah, he got super sick to his stomach and went and threw up super loud. I think it was either nerves or I don't know, but he threw up hella loud.
I know exactly what happened. He wanted you to feel sorry for him.
Oh, also I kind of think that too.
Yeah.
But yeah, he threw up super loud, and I was like, "You
Please,
okay?"
please pity jerk me off.
And then after that, we ended up having to take a shower, and I was like, "I'm gonna go take a shower," and it was risky because I was worried that he was gonna be like, "I'll come take a shower with you," but I was like, "I'm gonna go take a shower," and he was like, "Yeah, I think I'll take a shower too," and I went, "Okay, cool," and then just skedaddled into the other bathroom and locked the door, and then we just took showers in separate rooms, and then like he made a comment about the podcast I was listening to when it was like a real disparaging thing, and at this point
God.
it was the end of the weekend, and I was at this point I was like, whatever. But anyway, we just kind of like shook hands and went our separate ways. But
Never even got to use my shovel.
the sad state of affairs is we kept talking because it was still quarantine, and then
Hey, for the record, I'll give you my number before you leave here. You're welcome over here anytime. I've got 3 kids that'll play with you. I got 2 dogs that'll play
Oh,
with
God,
you.
I
got a
know.
cat that's sweet as fuck. My wife is cool as a fan. You're welcome over here anytime to keep you out of murderous situations
I
like
know,
that.
but you have to understand the state of affairs I was in. This was the beginning of quarantine, and it was like at the point where it's like 2 months in, and they were like like another wave hit, and they were like, we're gonna be in quarantine for like a whole other month, and I was like, this is the end of the fucking world. And now it's like it's been so long. I'm just like, man, fuck it, whatever. Like COVID kill me, or
Yeah.
I gotta get out. I
It's-
gotta do something.
It's fucked up to me how different our quarantines have been. Like
Well-
mine has not. The only thing that has been different for us is my kids quit going to school.
Yeah,
But summertime was coming anyway.
yeah.
But other than that, I guess my wife working from home now and me working from home a little bit, but I have to go to work every day.
Yeah.
I still do my same gig. I'm still trying to, get stuff, and nothing has stopped for us.
Yeah.
So quarantine has been a little different other than, we can't go out to eat, what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Stuff like
Yeah.
that. But that's not a big of a
Yeah, 'cause
deal.
I was a huge barfly, like pre-quarantine.
I miss-
Yeah, see,
I
well, I mean,
miss-
with 3 kids, I'm not. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So we were kind of adjusted for quarantine like nobody else.
Yeah, but for
But
me,
we
it's like-
didn't get hit financially, thank God.
Thank God,
Yeah.
yeah.
She didn't lose her job. I haven't lost my job. Neither one of the companies that we work for have closed.
That's good.
You know what I mean? And I know people that have lost their shit. And I thank my lucky stars every day that my quarantine has been the way it has.
Well, also, I took it way too seriously. Like, I was way overly safe about it because, like, I was living by the motto, better safe than sorry, and trying to be as extra careful as I could, and, like, knowing I had access to way too much information, I think is the problem. I had access to way too much information early on, and I mean,
you
yeah,
accessed it.
yeah. And, I did take it a little overly serious, and I had just started taking new antidepression / anti-anxiety medication, and it did not work. Like, I was anxious as fuck. But,
we started taking vitamins.
yeah. Well, and also, it's like, you've got kids and a wife, so it's like you've got other people to worry about. So you can express that outwardly, and that's, like, healthy and normal and okay to do. So, like, you've got something else to live for. Meanwhile, I'm, like, Nosferatu'd up in my shitty little house with my awesome dog and my fine cat, and I was just like, ugh, the world. And I took it way too seriously. I'm still being, like, really good about quarantine, but I'll still go, like, I'll go to the store now. I
Yeah.
think I got as many groceries as I could right before we went into quarantine,
Yeah.
and I swear to God, I didn't go to the grocery store for, like, 3 months. And, like, psychologically, that is terrible for you. Like, we are social animals from the get-go, and, like, not leaving the house, not going, just even doing chores or just seeing the outside. Like, I was literally, like, peering out my window. Like, is the COVID out there? It's just, it
What's
was
the longest you've ever gone camping?
gone camping?
Mm-hmm.
Probably like a weekend.
Yeah.
I bought a tent before COVID hit. I bought a
Nice.
big multi-person tent.
Very nice.
Oh, fuck it. Like, nobody wants to go camping now.
Oh no, you're out of your mind. We're going in a few weeks.
It's so hot right now, though.
Oh,
as soon as it starts getting cooler, like,
No,
once the fall hits.
we can go to. We'll take it to Bod Call. We'll take it to Bod Call, and they got electricity, and I got a portable air conditioner.
Bodcow's the last place I went to. Yeah, I love having those little stems with the little AC outlets.
And
I was
water.
Like, fuck yeah.
Hell yeah, you damn
Blow
right.
up my air mattress.
Now look, we also like to go out to the mountains and do it that way as
Yeah.
well. But yeah, when we go, I'll let you know if you want to join
Oh,
us.
hell
You're more
yeah.
than welcome. I mean, clearly you go and do things with strangers for the weekend.
Oh, yeah,
so
yeah.
I don't think this is really
I'm
abnormal.
trying to get fucking murdered. Like, I'm surprised.
Well, we won't murder you
Yeah.
because
I'll
my
just-
wife gets real
They
squeamish when it comes to
pre-pack the
cutting up
sacrifice
bodies.
for the pagan ritual.
Yes, we do. We do it here on this table. We get everything cleaned up. We put it all in
I'll be-
Tupperware.
in the middle of it, I'll just be like, "Hey guys, the bathroom's it's backed up. I'm just gonna go and I'm just gonna be walking into the woods. I'll be right back."
All
And I'll just
right,
fucking
no,
disappear into the
no, you
woods.
won't. Well,
You both.
so did you get murdered?
No, it got better. It
Okay,
got
good.
better.
All right, I wasn't sure what happened.
I did,
so-
but
okay, good.
It did. But
you
I
guys
got
are fucking insane with this camping shit.
What's wrong with camping? Do you know? Are you not
We built a society specifically
Yeah,
not
Wait
to
a minute. A
camp.
man
That's
with
the
hair
point,
like
though.
yours, you don't go camping?
I chop down trees, but I don't go camping.
All right.
Camping's fun.
He chops down trees for paper.
Yeah, exactly. I limit nature around me.
Man.
Nature can exist everywhere I'm not.
No, I'll take you on a hike that is better than any antidepressant you'll ever take.
I
Well,
hate to say
that's not a high bar for me because every antidepressant, like,
How about I'll take you on
Yeah.
a hike that works?
yeah, because I can tell you this, like, every antidepressant I've ever taken, like, did not work.
Man, there's a trail that we go to that if you can accomplish it, it is one of the greatest feelings that you
I do
can
like
have.
hiking.
Because that trail up there, that Eagle Rock Loop, is hard.
Yeah, no,
It is fucking difficult.
Here's
If
the
you're
thing.
not in shape and you're not, and you want to do something challenging,
here's the thing that's gonna blow your mind. I enjoy hiking. I enjoy rock climbing. I enjoy water skiing. I enjoy so many wonderful outdoor activities. You know what? You know what the main outdoor activity I don't enjoy is sleeping on the fucking ground.
That's why you have an air mattress. I have a
Y-
big ass fucking Gucci air mattress.
How about I have a memory foam mattress with a fucking high thread count for my sheets? How about that?
That's fine. That's all well and good, but like I just like listening to bug noises and like
I
don't
love
know.
I love the
Podcasts.
sound of the
Like-
I love the sound of a stream and a
Yeah.
crackling fire added together.
Oh, that's it. That's what pulls me.
Fire
in every
pit in your
fucking
backyard.
Fire.
I love a
fire.
love
I
a
just
fire. Oh, even
wanna
in the backyard, I
set shit
love
on
a fire.
I
But man, camping, that's my shit is the crackling fire with the stream. I think my second favorite thing is probably gonna be bathing in the stream because it's like 40-degree water and it's just
Yeah,
it's
no,
one of
it's
the, it's
so
one of the
fucking
best
good.
fucking baths you'll ever take.
Yeah, and it just feels so good.
But y'all want to talk about mattresses? Hold on a second.
But no, like fucking.
Also, I hate to monopolize the time, but that story ain't done yet.
No. My podcast is Mancave. We're talking and learning, living and loving, putting things where they're not supposed to go. Maybe every now and again we learn and become friends. My podcast is Mancave.